Hello and welcome to today's training session for QQEvolution. Today we're going to be going over the QQEvolution Assistant. You could also maybe refer to it as an office assistant. Inside of it, it has a to-do list, an office messenger, and it also has a calendar so you can keep all your appointments on the calendar and you know where you need to be and where you need to go. We also are able to, with the office messenger and the to-do list, even though those things are inside the assistant, which I'm going to show you in just a couple seconds here, we do also allow you to show the current messages here and to-do list up here, which of course I can sort my to-do list. Until you get rid of them or you dismiss them, they'll be shown here. Okay, I'd have to open it up and actually delete this to get rid of it, and then it would go ahead and it would be gone from my list. Go ahead and close that. And you see now I'm one short there. Now let's go ahead and let's get into the QQEvolution Assistant so we can show you this great new feature. And here we have our office assistant. When it opens up, it defaults to this first menu, and it's kind of a combination of some of your things. Like here is my schedule for today, this is my calendar, and here's my to-do list, which is actually, these are my tasks, my to-do list. You can filter these right here on the screen by active, pending, 7 days, overdue, completed, and all. Underneath here, this shows you your storage space. Okay, the amount of storage space you have is going to depend on what package you get, and this will show you as you start lowering your storage space for your messages. As when it gets low, the administrator and administrator only will have the ability to go ahead and clean up the messages that have been dumped into the recycle bin. Okay, you can always send your message as users. You can always get rid of your messages off of your calendar, your to-do list, and it'll be put into the recycle bin. But only an administrator has the permission to get rid of the messages out of the recycle bin. Also, if a message is shared between a message or a task is shared between several people and only one person has gotten rid of that message as well cannot be deleted. It has to be deleted has to be gotten rid of everybody, sent to the recycle bin for it to be deleted out of the system. Now over here to the left we have filters. Now only administrators are going to see this because we can, as administrators, can see everybody's calendar. Okay, I can choose whose calendar I want to see from which agency and whose I want to see. Also down here we have a maintenance, and this is for, again, the administrator, and this is where they can go through and they can delete any messages. And you can see they can choose to, administrators can choose to delete messages that are older than, say, 30 days or however many days you want, older than 40 days, 100 days. You can choose your day rate, the days at how old you want to delete the messages for. Now here, right underneath here, we have Message Center. It shows today that I have received 2 messages. Here's my sent folder and here's my recycle bin. Here is my settings. This is my refresh rate. Now this is actually pretty important. You can do this by minutes or by seconds. Most generally, you're going to want to have this set pretty low. This ties to everything in here. When somebody sends you a message or you send it to somebody else, this is your refresh rate. This is every minute. I have mine set to minutes, so every minute it's going to go through and refresh and find if I have any new messages coming in. This also works for our feature in our reports section where we have that you can schedule reports to run. And you can schedule reports at certain times. And when you schedule those times, when this refresh rate hits, that's when the report is going to go ahead and run. So if I have a report scheduled, say 1:45, it will run at 1:46, within that minute or probably within 30 seconds of that. So this refresh rate is actually pretty important. Now from here, this is like the main screen of it. It's the messenger section, but I can also do new appointments from here, and I can also do to-do entries. So I can go ahead and add new appointment. And up here I can type in a new appointment for my calendar. So let's go ahead and let's type in that I have, let's say, lunch with Judy. Okay, now when do I have lunch with Judy? Let's say I have lunch with Judy tomorrow. And it's going to end tomorrow, so we'll do an end date tomorrow, of course. And when do we have lunch? Let's say I'm going to have lunch at 1 o'clock. And I should be back in the office by, say, 2:30. I can categorize this if I'd like. As you see, we have these little icons that go along with it. So is this personal? Is this business? Is this a meeting? What is this? I'm going to say that this is going to be business. It's a business lunch. I'm going to choose business. Okay, and let's say in here we're going to talk about I don't know, let's say James Claim. Okay, maybe this is a business lunch with a client. We're going to talk about James Claim. Okay, now As an administrator, if I had multiple agencies, they would be listed over here, and I could share this appointment with other people in other agencies. Like I could check mark David Victor here, and I would have all my users listed, and I could choose a user from his office and share the appointment with that person. So this appointment I can make for myself, or I can also assign it, besides for myself, to multiple people. I can also choose to lock this message. I can choose to signal that it's important, which I'll go ahead and do. I'll signal it as important. And do I want a reminder set up? Let's say, sure, I want to set a reminder up at 15 minutes out. So I'm going to have a reminder pop up saying, hey, I have this calendar entry, this appointment. And also, I can choose do not send notification, which would mean it wouldn't send notification to the people I also assigned it to. Now, one of the other neat things in here, whether you're doing an appointment, you're doing a message, or you're doing a to-do, down here we have where it says click to attach a client policy or claim. Neat little thing. I can click on here. I'm going to go search for one of these items. What am I looking for? I can search by personal lines or commercial lines. I can do certain criteria. When I type, do I want to type in letters? When I search, do I want to search for people that contain, say, CA in their name? Do I want to start with CA or ends with CA? Okay. I can also do it by agency. So let's say I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to search for Smith. I'm going to click search, and here's Robin Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and choose her. Now when I choose her, this opens up, and here's the policy. I have no claim. So do I want to attach the client or the policy? And now if I had a claim, that would also be listed here. I'm going to choose the policy and hit attach. So now this policy is attached here, and I'm going to hit OK. So now the message has been saved. So, and of course you see it did not pop up here because I did not schedule it for today. But let me show it to you. Let's go pop over to the calendar. So down here in the lower left, I'm going to click on calendar. Okay, now here's my calendar. Now I want to go to tomorrow. And also you see, when you do this, by the way, when you have a message that comes across, you can't see it right here, but on your lower lower right of your screen, you will get a little pop-up saying Office Assistant, Quick File Assistant, saying one new message. So when you get a message, you do get a little notification down in your taskbar down at the bottom of your computer. So I'm still looking at today's. Now let's go ahead and I want to look at tomorrow's. So I'm going to choose the 27th. So now we're switched to the 27th. And here's my appointment right here. And it shows I have a reminder because there's a little bell. Okay. And I have, it's set, and it's with Judy. Now, if these are set and it's you have a lot of stuff type in here, if you hover your mouse, it will open it up larger so that you can read all of it. I set an importance of it, so there's my exclamation point, and it's also a business meeting. So here's the little icon for the business, and here's my appointment. Now, if I double click on this, it's going to open it up, and this is the same for if I had shared it with somebody else. They have the same ability. Down here where it says policy, I can click this, and it's going to launch me to the client that I had attached to it. It's going to launch me over to Robin Smith policy that I attached. So it's a direct link between here and that client's policy. Okay, so you can link, the client, the policy, or a claim directly to, as I said, to a calendar entry, to a to-do entry, or to a message. Okay, it's a handy little link. Okay, and I can choose to detach it or change it if I want. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK so it stays in there. Go back to the Office Messenger. Also up here we have new to-do entry. As I said, this is the shortcut screen, so the main menu, and you can do little shortcuts. I don't have to actually go to the to-do or the calendar area to do this, so I'm going to enter new to-do entry. Okay, we do number them. You can put in your own numbering sequence if you'd like. Here we have status. Is it not started, which would be a pending? Is it in progress, which would be an active task? Is it waiting, or is it completed? Let's say it's in progress, so it's active. And the priority, is it normal? Is it a high priority or low priority? I'll do it as low. And what's the due date? Do I want today's date, tomorrow's date? When do I want this puppy due? I'm going to say it's due today. And again, I can choose agency, and let's put in a subject here. Let's say draw up contract. Okay. Need to do contract for new policy of, let's say of George Johnson's. I can go ahead and set a reminder if I want as well. I'm going to hit OK. So now I have a new to-do, and here it is on my shortcut to see my to-do list for today. And you notice I have the priority of low set next to it. Now if I go and look at my actual to-do list, it will be there as well. Right here it is. I have all these things on my to-do list, and there it is. Now as I click on these, any comments I had made in it do appear down here on the lower part in the task details. So this is my to-do list area. Okay, so here's all my to-do list, and it shows you by the day. Now here's a neat little thing. Right here where it says drag a column header here to group by that column. Maybe you want to group by, say, the status, or by the subject, or by the task ID, or any of these items. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do by priority. So I'm going to click on this, drag it up and drop it here. And now it grouped it by my priority. Here's low. So here's my group of low, and here's my group of normal. I can also ungroup it by that as well, by dragging it back out and ungrouping it. I can group by any of these subject headers if I like. Pretty neat. Now down here, as I said, when you click on it, it's going to show you any details to the task, and to the right, it's going to show you who's it's assigned to, because there could have been multiple people assigned to it, so it would show you multiple people. And down at the bottom on the screens is where we show you the little legend of what the symbols stand for. As I showed you before, we have the arrow, down arrow, that's low priority. Here's high priority. The bell for reminder. And we have this little picture here for a quick file reminder. Over here to the left, again, up here where it says filter, only an administrator is going to see this. And it could, because an administrator can see everybody's calendars, everybody's to-do lists, everybody's messages. And you can have the administrator can have multiple things listed here at the same time. You know, he can have, several people listed here. Under here we have the current view. Do you want to look at your actives, which are the in progress ones? Pendings, which are ones that have not been started. So I have a bunch of pending. Ones that are set for 7 days out. I have 2 set for that, the next 7 days. Overdue tasks. Ooh, I got a lot of those. Anything completed? Boy, I've been lazy. Nothing's been completed. Now, and here's all of our tasks. So here's our to-do list. And again, as I showed you on the dashboard, this is tied into your dashboard. You see whatever to-do list, whatever you have set for today, does appear there right on your dashboard whenever you set up a to-do, okay, for that day. So every day on the dashboard, you will see your to-do list as well as your messages. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. So we're going to click on calendar, and here's our calendar. Over here to the left, you can see different views of the calendar. Okay, maybe you don't want to see multiple views. Maybe you don't want to see any at all. You can close this and you don't have to. Here's where, the administrator will see users. Now, if we go up to the top here, we can do a new calendar entry, which I've already showed you how to do that. You can edit one. Okay, so I can select one, and I can edit this one. You can do the same thing if you were to double click on it. It would allow you to edit as well. You can delete one. You can hide shared appointments. Now, when you assign appointments to other people, or they assign to you, when somebody assigns it to you, it's going to appear in your calendar shaded in yellow, as the legend down here shows. Yours, if you shared one with somebody else, it's going to appear in blue because you're the one that assigned it. But when somebody else shares with you, that entry is going to appear in yellow, and you can hide it. You don't have to look at those appointments if you don't want to. You can print a preview off of here. You can update this, as I told you before about the from the main Office Messenger screen. You have where you set your refresh rate, and I had mine set to 1 minute. If I don't want to wait and I want this thing to refresh as soon as I come in here, I can click on Update, and I can change my calendar views. I can see today, I can see day view, I can see work week. Okay, here's the week. I can look at week view, and this is a different view of the week, and I can look at month view. Now, as I said, you can print this out. So if I click on Print Preview, here's my calendar. Okay, and here's my entries that I have in my calendar. So I can go ahead and print this out. As you see, we let you go ahead and print it out. You can see the page setup, see it in actual size, the pages, and you can go ahead and print it out. I'm going to go ahead and close that. So now we have a lot of neat little things in here. We're going to go back to the Office Messenger. Here's the main screen again. And here's where you can go ahead and you can look at your messages, okay, because this is where you assign your messages. So I'm looking at my messages. Do I want to create a new one? I can also hide the message history, because messages do have a history assigned to them. What if messages could go back and forth? I could send one to Roberts here, and then he could send one back to me and back and forth. I mean, this message, depending on what's on, could go back and forth quite a few times, and that means there will be a history to it, and the history is recorded on each message. As you notice, as I click on these, any details about the message does appear down here on the lower left, and over to the right, if there was a history, if it had went back and forth, here it would be in the message history. I don't have any history, but it would display here. You can include to see red messages here by check marking. If you uncheck it, it will not show you the red messages as you see. How do you know if a message has been read or not? Unread messages appear in this dark black bold. If it was read, it would not appear that way as you see here. So I know right here that these messages have not been read. Over here, of course, it gives you the date and the time that the message comes through. On your display, you can choose to see the last 50, last 1,000, last 100, however you want to display your messages, how many you want to see at a time. So you see here by the red question mark, this one has a high importance to it, so I know right from here that this is a very important message that I need to check into. Okay, open this up, and here's the message. Okay, now I can go ahead and choose to do a new message. I can reply to this. I can forward it to somebody else if I'd like. I can delete it, whatever I'd like to do. I'm going to go ahead and hit close here. So a lot of neat things that you can do, lots of different neat things. Here again, you can group this by the header. Maybe I can do subject, drag it up here, drop it. Now grouped it by the subject. Again, go ahead and put it back. So a lot of neat things in this Office Messenger. You know, let's see, let's do a new message. I don't know if I had showed you how to do one. So let's click on new message. I want to send a message over to the B. Roberts here. Again, you can choose who you want to send a message to. Now, if you have multiple offices, you can send as long as you have permission to that office. If you're not an administrator, as long as you have permission to that office, you can send messages to people in other offices. Okay, but if you do not have permission to access that office, you will not be able to send a message, and it will tell you you can't do it. You don't have permission to do it. So, what do I want to send a message to them about? Let's say let's meet about poker night. Okay, granted it's a personal message, but let's go ahead and I'm going to send that message. Now, is it urgent? Do I want that red question or red exclamation point there to show it's urgent? I can do that if I'd like. I click on send. Oh, help if I put a message in there now, wouldn't it? I just put in a subject. Let's see, looking forward to taking all your money. All right, go ahead and click on send, and now that has been sent to him. Mind you, I'm not going to see that because, I sent it to him. But since I'm an admin, I can see other people's stuff. So if I click here on B. Roberts, here's that message. You see it's in darker black because it hasn't been read. I can go ahead and double click on it, and here's the message. Now let's say I want to reply. Oh, hang on a second. Forgot about that. All right. Let's go ahead, and here's another message. Oh, here's a lunch appointment with Judy right down here. We open this up, and you can see even the actual message that's the appointment that's attached to this, because there's an appointment attached to it. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel and close here. Now, so these are all the messages. I can also see my sent messages. These are messages that have been sent, and here, of course, is a recycle bin. Nothing's in there. I can select one, and I could send it to the recycle bin if I wanted to. Okay. This program has just got so many neat little things in it. As you see, there's a lot of things in here that are a lot like Outlook. This is not Outlook by any means, but there are a lot of things in here that you can do. Okay, it's closely resembles the different things in Outlooks to be able to do messages and to-dos and to have your calendar. This is just a great addition to the program, and we hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions with it, you know always to contact us. And that's basically our office assistant. Okay, as you use this, you'll get used to it, and I feel that you'll probably pretty much find that you'll like it a lot. Now, basically part 2 to this video, and you'll notice some of my messages and things are different because this is being recorded at a different time, is I need to show you I showed you everybody the QQEvolution assistant and the to-do list and the office messenger and the calendar that's within there. But we have two little, what I would call kind of like shortcuts. You can view your current messages and your current to-do list right here from the dashboard instead of having to go into the office assistant if you'd like. So up here at the top we have our to-do list where you can sort it by your actives, your next 7 days, your overdue, or your pending. Like if I choose pending, it shows me one. It's pending. I had it set originally to come up at September 2nd, and I apparently have not done anything with it yet, and I have not dismissed it, so it's waiting there in my pending. Let's see, overdue. I have all these are overdues. You see they're all due on the 2nd of September, and I haven't done anything with them, so they're all overdue, and still I have some actives here. Now down here below, over to the right here, we have the Office Messenger. So here's going to be messages. They're the current messages and any messages you have not dismissed or gotten rid of. You'll see these little diamonds here. These mean that the message is, there's the little pop-up box that comes up. It stands for unread messages. And we also have this purple question mark, or I'm sorry, exclamation point here that stands for urgent unread message. You can choose to click view all to view all your messages. Or I can just open up one if I'd like. Now if I open up one here, I'm currently right here. As you see, I am showing all, but I don't have as much to do here. I can see a history. If there's been this message has been going back and forth and somebody's been right, whoever I sent it to has been sending me back messages and so forth, I would see it displayed right here, the history. So I can see what's been going on with this one message. I can go ahead and simply close the history if I'd like. Now I had attended to that message, so now it's gone here. So let's go ahead and open up the next one. Here you see, here's message 2. These are just test messages from a user by the name of Ripley to me. Okay, the message is QQEvolution update. I have it linked to this policy, so if I click right here on this linked policy and the policy number for this client, it'll take me to that client's policy. Okay, always remember you can link policies, claims, and clients to these messages. Okay, always remember that as explained in the Office Assistant video. And here you can look at your messages, all of them, the last 100, last 50, last 20, it depends on how you'd like to do it. You can choose to include read messages. Okay, if a message is read, would you like it to be included here? Okay, so I decided to include it. So now the message I had dealt with just before is now back here again. I can do a new message from here. I can click on new and create a new message. Let's say I'm going to do test message. Okay, who do I want to send it to? Okay, I do have an agency filter here, so if I have permission to other agencies, within, if I'm a chain and I have other agencies and I'd like to send it to one of my other agencies, again, as long as you have permission to that office, I can select the other office and send that message to one of those users. Okay, so not only can you send messages inside your own office, you can also send messages to other users and other ones of your offices within your chain. Okay, now I can go ahead here and I can select. I'm going to select all and select who I'm sending it to. Maybe I want to send it to that user Ripley. Would I like to attach anything? If I hit attach here, I can go ahead and filter this and I can attach. See, I want to attach that client. And now I've attached the client. Okay, as I just mentioned before, you can again attach clients, claims, and policies. Is this an urgent message? Should this be marked with that purple exclamation point? Is it urgent? Okay. Do I want to change what I have attached? Do I want to detach, otherwise remove what I have attached? So if I hit detach, it'll say, are you sure? I answer yes. Now that client that I attached this message is no longer there. And now I can simply set send. But now look, I didn't type anything in here, so let's go ahead and type something in here. Call Albert about, whoops, helps if I could spell today, huh? About truck policy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click on send, and that's going to send it to the user Ripley, the other user that I have on this database. Whenever I make changes here, if I want to update, I can click update now and just simply updates it for me. And now I can hit close to close this. If I wanted to move to another message, I sure can do that if I'd like. All right, so that is also our shortcut kind of to our to-do list in our Office Messenger. Okay, that you can access here from the dashboard instead of having to go into the actual assistant itself. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this training session. This QQEvolution Assistant is a wonderful addition to the program if you choose to purchase a package with it. Have fun with it. It's a great little tool for your office. And everybody have a great day.